If you're thinking about solar or you already have it, everything just changed. The solar industry is about to go through its biggest transformation in 20 years, and most homeowners have no idea what's coming. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to IntegrateSun. Here's what's happening. The financing companies that made solar affordable are collapsing, and the utility companies are rewriting the rules to protect their profits. But here's the thing. If you understand what's really happening, there's still a massive opportunity. So let me break this down for you step by step. Let's start with the most immediate threat. The 30% federal solar tax credit is officially set to expire on December 31st, 2025. Not phased out, not reduced. Gone. For good. And without it, the numbers just don't work the way they used to. That lower monthly payment? Gone. That smooth bill swap you've heard about? Solar for the same price as your electric bill? Not happening anymore. And here's the part most homeowners miss. It's not enough to sign a contract before the deadline. Your system has to be installed and turned on by December 31st. Or you could miss the credit entirely. Right now, the industry's under pressure. Installers are booked months out. Equipment delays are growing, and timelines are tight. So even if you're ready, the question is, what can your installer deliver in time? If you're serious about solar, don't wait, act now, or risk losing thousands in federal savings forever. The second big shift is happening in solar financing. And it's not pretty. Some of the biggest companies that funded America's rooftop solar boom are collapsing. And if you've already gone solar or you're thinking about it, this could affect you directly. First, let me explain something most people don't know. There's a huge difference between getting a solar loan from a solar finance company and getting a loan from your local bank. Solar finance companies like Mosaic, GoodLeap, and Sunlight Financial, these aren't real banks. They don't have customer deposits sitting in checking accounts. Instead, they borrow money from Wall Street, lend it to homeowners for solar installations, then immediately package those loans and sell them to investors. Think of it like this. They're middlemen. They borrow $1 million from a hedge fund, lend it to 50 homeowners at $20,000 each, then bundle all 50 loans together and sell the whole package to pension funds or other investors for $1.1 million. They pocket the difference and move on to the next batch. But here's where it gets really sketchy. These companies charge what's called dealer fees to the solar contractors. And these fees have exploded from 7% when solar financing started to 20%, 30%, even 40% today. Let me give you a real example. You get a quote for a $30,000 solar system. But hidden in that price is a $12,000 dealer fee, 40% of your total project cost that goes straight to the finance company before the installer gets a penny. So the actual cost of your system might only be $18,000 in equipment and labor, but you're paying $30,000 because of these hidden fees. And in many cases, homeowners have no idea this is happening. Now, here's where it gets worse. These solar loans typically come with 25-year warranties. The finance company promises that if anything goes wrong with your system over 25 years, they'll fix it or guarantee the power production. But here's the reality. The average solar installer stays in business for 6 to 7 years. So who's going to honor that 25-year warranty when the original installer is long gone? As I am recording this, there are thousands of active lawsuits and arbitration claims filed against solar finance companies across the U.S. In one state alone, Minnesota's Attorney General sued Mosaic, GoodLeap, and Sunlight Financial, citing over 5,000 homeowners hit with $35 million in hidden dealer fees. Mosaic, once a leading name in clean energy lending, filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy on June 6, 2025, blaming rising interest rates and uncertainty over solar tax credits. Sunlight Financial collapsed in October 2023 after struggling with rising default rates and investor pullback. And GoodLeap? Their bonds are now trading for less than half their original value. And they're facing mounting legal pressure for failing to honor long-term warranties and misrepresenting loan terms. So these finance companies are stuck holding loans they can't recover, with warranty obligations they can't fulfill, on systems installed by companies that no longer exist. It's a recipe for disaster. Now, traditional banks are different. FDIC-insured banks lend their own money from customer deposits. They don't have to package and sell your loan. They can just hold it on their balance sheet if they want to. But even banks are getting nervous about solar loans. They're starting to add clauses that specifically say the bank is not responsible for system maintenance or warranty issues. So, if your installer goes out of business and your system needs repairs, that's on you, not the bank. The third seismic shift is happening with net metering, and this one's already hitting homeowners across the country. Let me explain what net metering is because most people don't really understand it. During the day, your solar panels produce more electricity than your house uses. That excess power flows back into the grid, and your utility company is supposed to give you a credit for it. Traditional net metering was a one-for-one deal. Send the utility company 1 kilowatt hour of electricity, get 1 kilowatt hour credit back. Use that credit at night when your panels aren't producing. But here's why utilities hate this arrangement. Their business model is buying electricity wholesale from power plants at maybe 3 cents per kilowatt hour, then selling it to you at 15 to 20 cents per kilowatt hour. That markup is how they make money. When they have to buy your solar power at 15 cents and sell it to your neighbor at 15 cents, they're not making any profit. In fact, they're losing money because they still have to maintain the power lines and infrastructure. So, utilities across the country are rewriting the rules. California started it with NM 3.0. Now you have to send them 4, 5, or 6 kilowatt hours to get 1 kilowatt hour credit back. Arizona, Nevada, and other states are following suit, but it gets even more complicated. Many utilities are moving to time of use rates where electricity costs different amounts depending on when you use it. Your solar panels produce the most power at noon when electricity is cheapest, but you use the most electricity at 6 p.m. when it's most expensive. So you might send the utility company power worth 8 cents per kilowatt hour at noon, but when you need power at 6 p.m., you're paying 25 cents per kilowatt hour. Even with traditional net metering, you're losing money. And here's what's really scary. If you already have solar with a net metering agreement, utilities are trying to change the rules retroactively. They're saying, we know you signed a 20-year net metering agreement, but we're changing it anyway. There are massive legal battles happening right now in California, Arizona, and other states. Homeowners are suing to keep their original net metering agreements. Some are winning, some are losing. The bottom line is this. If you're counting on net metering to make your solar investment pay off, you're taking a huge risk. The rules are changing, and they're not changing in your favor. The fourth major change is that solar is transforming from a product business to a service business, and honestly, this should have happened years ago. For the past 20 years, solar has been sold like a commodity. Price per watt times system size, done. It didn't matter if your roof was simple or complex, if your electrical panel was new or 50 years old, if your house was wired properly or not. Everything was priced the same way. But that model is breaking down because modern solar installations are becoming incredibly complex. You're not just bolting panels to a roof anymore. You're integrating battery storage, EV chargers, smart home systems, backup generators, and energy management software. Every house is different. Every electrical system is different. And as these systems get more sophisticated, they require more expertise to design, install, and maintain properly. The old model depended on 25-year warranties that, frankly, were never realistic. How can a company that's been in business for 3 years promise to service your system for 25 years? The average solar installer lasts 6 to 7 years in business. What's happening now is that successful solar companies are evolving into service businesses, more like HVAC companies. They design, install, monitor, and maintain energy systems over their entire life cycle. This means pricing is changing too. Instead of fixed price per watt, you're seeing time and materials pricing, service contracts, and ongoing maintenance agreements. The upfront cost might be higher, but you're getting real long-term support. And here's the opportunity. As the industry consolidates, the companies that survive will be the ones that can provide comprehensive service. Not just installation, but ongoing maintenance, repairs, upgrades, and system optimization. For homeowners, this means you need to think differently about choosing a solar provider. Don't just look at the lowest price per watt. Look at the company's track record, their service capabilities, and their long-term business model. And you need to budget for ongoing maintenance. Just like you service your HVAC system, you'll need to service your solar system. Inverters fail, panels degrade, batteries need replacement. That's not a defect, and that's normal wear and tear, which brings me to the fifth and biggest change, the evolution from simple solar to whole home energy management. The fifth and final shift is the most important one. We're moving from installing solar panels to designing complete home energy ecosystems. Several trends are converging at once. Electric vehicles are going mainstream. Heat pumps are replacing gas furnaces. Battery storage is becoming affordable. Smart home technology is getting sophisticated. And utility rates are skyrocketing. The magic happens when you integrate all these systems together. Your solar panels don't just power your house, they charge your electric car. Your electric car doesn't just provide transportation, it can power your house during outages. Your battery system doesn't just store solar energy, it can buy cheap electricity at night and sell it back during peak hours. When you integrate all these systems, the economics become incredible. Instead of just offsetting your electric bill with solar, you're eliminating your gas bill, your gasoline costs, and you're even earning money by selling energy services back to the grid. But here's the catch. This level of integration requires serious expertise. You're not just installing equipment, you're designing and programming a complete energy management system. Most solar installers have no idea how to do this. The companies that figure this out will dominate the next decade. The ones that don't will disappear, along with the solar finance companies and commodity installers. And the timing is perfect. Federal tax credits are still available for heat pumps, battery storage, and EV chargers. Many states have additional rebates, the technology is mature and reliable, and consumer demand is exploding. This is where the industry is heading. Comprehensive home energy management that provides independence from utility companies, protection from power outages, and the ability to generate income from your energy assets. If you're thinking about solar but haven't pulled the trigger yet, you have a narrow window to act. The 30% tax credit disappears forever on December 31st. Equipment prices are rising. Installation schedules are backing up. And the financing landscape is getting more complicated every day. But don't just jump at the first proposal you get. Make sure you're working with a company that understands whole home electrification, not just panel installation. Ask about their service capabilities, their long-term business model, and their experience with integrated energy systems. If you already have solar, you need to understand what's happening with your financing and your net metering agreement. Understand what happens if your utility changes the rules. Consider adding battery storage to reduce your dependence on net metering. Look, the solar industry is going through massive changes. But for homeowners who understand what's happening and act accordingly, there's never been a better time to achieve energy independence. At IntegrateSun, we've been preparing for these changes for years. We specialize in whole home electrification, not just solar panels, but complete energy ecosystems that work with or without government incentives. If you want to understand how these changes affect your specific situation, I'd like to offer you a free comprehensive energy consultation. We'll analyze your current energy usage, explain your options, and show you what's possible with modern energy technology. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.